AI is a hot topic everywhere, and so I'm really curious how the technology has really transformed fraud technology and the fraud industry. So maybe Alex, we start with you, and then Philip, you can jump in.
Sure. So with the introduction of AI and ML over the past several years, what I feel is the biggest takeaway for its value is that it is a fundamental evolution of the way that businesses can start to approach fraud prevention, right? And so with AI and ML, what it really allows us to do is take this wide range of data elements and find interesting ways to tie them together. And then with machine learning models and things like that, tie the results of processing, leveraging those interesting different dynamics, tie them back upstream in order to refine our models to be more effective. Now, the reason why this is so important is as we start to grow in fraud and fraud prevention, we start to see that fraudsters are interacting with different types of data and different data sets in order to get their work to go across, which puts the pressure on us to start to ingest more robust data sets, right? So think about now with ATOs being such a hot topic, we have device intelligence becoming more important. We have behavioral analytics becoming more important. And each of those are such robust data sets that we need to have something in place that is more capable than the human manual review, right? And so we have these workflow automations and we have rules that happen on platforms. Well, the next evolution of that would be AI and ML. And so by using these large language models and accessing all of these big, robust data sets, we're able to process a vast amount of information all at one time and allows us to be more effective at our work.
Yeah, Liz, I'd love to pick up where Alex left off. As operationally, what AI and ML is meant for delivery organizations is really the probably the only path towards producing effective outcomes and effective processes for fraud operations. It's inconceivable to think about how to tackle the challenge of preventing fraud or investigating cases without AI and ML. And I think organizations are realizing that it's the only window to actually becoming effective at executing your goals, which is really identifying fraudsters and not producing false positives for good customers.
Yeah, to that point, do you have some examples of what are some different patterns or ways that AI can detect fraud that just can't be done conventionally?
Yeah, I'll try to tackle this. I mean, if you look back, if we had a Wayback Machine and look maybe 5 years ago, organizations were probably using very rigid rules in order to identify cases, or at least prioritize cases that they should investigate. Typically, these were coming into a contact center. The contact center agent may have seen an anomaly in terms of an order, perhaps a complaint from a customer. They then had to triangulate at best maybe 10 to 15 rules or signals to determine whether this case was a fraudulent case, a fraudulent transaction or event. It would take them on the order of maybe half a day to get to some root cause analysis. They would then have to report up to their managers maybe a week later during a weekly business review of these cases. And then maybe it was months later before the organization could actually react to sort of preventative approaches or escalation approaches to prevent these future cases from happening. Now, if you pan forward 5 years forward to present state, an organization, one individual can process 20,000 signals almost instantaneously. Those are triangulated against many other factors. There's a real-time rule score that's presented to the end user. That real-time rule score is transparent to the upper levels of management. They can interpret, analyze this, and within a matter of minutes, determine whether this is a new case, new pattern, or potentially even automate the remediation of that case through process. So I think it's just light and day. We've gone like light speed ahead with these style of capabilities. Yeah, so that's a couple examples there.
Great. And I know there's always a question of how much can you trust the AI? So maybe Alex, you can start. What's been your experience with managing that concern, and maybe even figuring out how to mitigate false positives and other things that could happen with AI-driven fraud detection?
I feel that the risk of automation, whether it's AI or rules and workflows and automation in the system, the risk is that the automation will result in false positives, or to allow, what transactions that should be stopped, it allow them through. As far as trusting AI goes, the truth is, there's a saying, garbage in, garbage out, right? If we set everything up appropriately, and we are aware of how the potential of how fraud might expand on our platform in the future. For example, if we start to open up new payment methods, or if we start to launch a new app, or we start to launch these new functions, if we keep those in mind and we accurately create workflows and automation for them, the same risk exists, right? No matter how we're automating. Now, the beautiful thing about AI and ML is the idea that it also allows us to have more robust reporting, right? Than going through Excel spreadsheets or tracking, 10 data points at the end of any month. AI and ML empowers our reporting to be more robust, and in that affords us to be more accurate. I think that's what stands out to me the most as far as tackling the idea of trusting AI and ML, is the fact that, yeah, we get to be more robust, we get to ingest more robust information, and our reporting gets to be more robust. And through that, I feel that we're able to be more effective in our work leveraging AI and ML.